Advisory. Distinguished is not intended for all audiences. The following stories are true and may contain details that some find disturbing. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Next on Distinguished, we honor the legacy of drummer boy Willie Johnston, the youngest recipient of the Medal of Honor. Willie Johnston was born on July 12, 1850 in Morristown, New York. In June of 1861, Willie's father enlisted in the Union Army in his native state of Vermont. Despite Willie's age, the boy either convinced his father or his father's commanding officer to bring him along when the unit marched to war. While the specifics of Johnston's early education remain unknown, surviving handwritten letters by Johnston himself, concerning his reenlistment and pay matters, indicate he possessed a solid command of the English language. Despite some minor spelling errors, the letters exhibit a high level of literacy, showcasing his proficiency in grammar, punctuation, and the ability to effectively convey detailed information in a clear and concise manner. On December 11, 1861, Willie Johnston was formally enlisted in with the musicians in D Company of the 3rd Vermont Volunteer Infantry Regiment and received a uniform and his prized possession, a drum. When he enlisted, the regiment recorded his height as 5 feet tall and his age as only 11 years old. Initially, he was not given any pay because the officers believed he was too young. In June 1862, his eligibility for pay was approved, with the payment being retroactively applied from his enlistment date in December 1861. During the Civil War, drummer boys played a crucial role within military units, serving as essential members to their regiments. Their primary duty was to relay orders and signals through drumming during battles and other military operations. Given the noise and chaos of the battlefield, soldiers often struggled to hear commands from their officers. Drummer boys played a vital role in communicating these orders by utilizing specific signals and codes through their drumming. They employed drum rolls, beats, and rhythms to convey commands and coordinate troop movements effectively. They also marched alongside the soldiers, boosting morale and ensuring the marching columns maintained a steady cadence. Despite their young age, these boys often found themselves amidst the heart of the action. Unarmed, Willie arrived in Virginia and participated in the 7 Days Battles, a series of conflicts fought between June 25 and July 1, 1862. From the Union Army's perspective, the goal of the battles was to capture Richmond as a part of Union Army General George B. McClellan's Peninsula Campaign. However, Confederate Army General Robert E. Lee and his troops forced the Union side to retreat down the Virginia Peninsula. While the Union Army troops fled the area, soldiers and musicians dropped their weapons and instruments to make quick escapes. While adult men were fleeing from the chaos, 11-year-old Willie was the only drummer to continue his role. Amongst the horrors of war, he continued to relay orders with the sounds of his drum, so other soldiers could seek refuge and safety. The division reached Harrison's Landing on the morning of July 2, and remarkably, Johnston managed to bring his drum all the way with him. At Harrison's Landing, he had the privilege of playing the drum during the division parade on July 4, as he was the sole drummer in the division who had retained his instrument from the battlefield. Upon learning of Willie's actions, President Abraham Lincoln recommended the young drummer boy for the Medal of Honor. Nearly 2 years later, on September 16, 1863, Willie received the medal from War Secretary Edwin Stanton. Although Willie received the medal at age 13, the medal recognized his wartime service at age 11. Willie remains the youngest Medal of Honor recipient in U.S. military history. After the Peninsula Campaign, Johnston's military records indicate that he sustained an injury and was subsequently transferred. Despite facing bureaucratic hurdles with his documentation, there is evidence confirming Johnston's decision to re-enlist in the 3rd Vermont at Brandy Station, Virginia, on February 15, 1864. He faithfully fulfilled his service obligations and was officially mustered out on August 31, 1865, marking the completion of his military career. In 1916, the Department of War appointed a panel to review awards of the Medal of Honor and determine whether any should be revoked for failing to meet the eligibility criteria. The board reviewed the files on 2,625 awards, including 1,517 presented for action during the Civil War. 911 Medal of Honor awards were revoked, but Johnston's was allowed to stand. The details of Johnston's life after the Civil War remain largely unknown and shrouded in mystery. While some sources suggest that he passed away on September 16, 1941, the accuracy of this information lacks a verifiable reference. Similarly, his burial location remains elusive, as attempts to locate it have been unsuccessful. The fate and final resting place of Johnston remain unknown. To commemorate him, a statue of Johnston was unveiled in 2007 at Veterans Memorial Plaza in Santa Clarita, California. The Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury exhibits Civil War memorabilia related to Johnston, including a photo and his drumsticks. In 2012, a plaque honoring him was placed at Berkeley Plantation in Virginia by the Vermont Civil War Hemlocks Organization. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the stories and lives of military heroes. We hope you've been inspired and moved by their courage and sacrifice. We can't do this without your support. If you've enjoyed this podcast, we kindly ask that you continue to support us by spreading the word. Leaving a positive rating and review on your favorite podcast platform will help others discover these remarkable stories. Don't forget to like and share our episodes on social media. Your personal recommendation can make a significant impact. By sharing these stories, you play a vital role in honoring the bravery of our military heroes and ensuring their legacies live on. Together, let's continue to shine a light on the incredible men and women who have served and protected our nation.